Okay, hello everybody. This is our first screencast of the year. I'm going to be using these a lot when we either when we're learning Gemara to break down some of the translations, maybe the punctuation or highlighting different sections. But we'll be using screencasts a lot this year, which is essentially where I show you something on my computer. I can scroll up and down. I can do all sorts of fun things. Like something I just learned, by the way. This is totally off topic, but I can like circle things if I want to. What's amazing is after I do it, it makes it into a circle. That's just very exciting. But there's a lot of things I can use this for, and we'll be doing different types of screencasts over the course of this year. For this first video, what I wanted to focus on is labeling a daf of Gemara. As you see, this is a page from Masechet Sukkah. You can see Masechet Sukkah up here, right? It says Sukkah. Just a random page. And I wanted to show you that you can look at any page of Gemara text, and there are certain things in common, regardless of what page of Gemara you're looking at. So for some of you who may have some experience, this may be some chazara, some review, and that's okay, because review is good. And for those of you who this is brand new, I think this is just an important place to start, just to get a sense of this very intimidating looking page. There's a lot of writing on this page, and it's coming in from all directions. Just to break it down a little bit, just to help it make a little bit more sense. So there are a number of things I wanted to highlight on this page. And while we're doing it on this page, I thought you could do the same on your page of Gemara that you are focusing on. Even if it's not the exact same page as this one, that's fine, but you can locate the exact same things I'm focusing on with you as we're going through. So the first thing I want you to focus on is the Mishnah. On a page of Gemara, actually you will sometimes be looking at text from the Mishnah and also text from the Gemara. So how do you know if you're looking at the Mishnah? So if the Gemara or if the page is introducing a new Mishnah, it will always do it with the letters Mem, Taf, Nun, Yud. That's me highlighting over there. Those four letters stand for matnitin, which is Aramaic for Mishnah, and that's always showing you that the page, the Gemara, is really now introducing a new Mishnah, so to say. But this is a new Mishnah on the page. In this situation, the Mishnah extends from where it says matnitin all the way, and I'll just highlight the whole Mishnah for you. It is going to extend all the way until you reach the letters Gimel Mem. Once you get to Gimel Mem, and let's just pick a new color here. Why don't we go with blue? You are now entering the Gemara. Right? Where it says Gimel Mem, that is telling you that the Gemara is now starting, which is explaining the Mishnah. At a different station today, you're going to spend some time understanding when Mishnah was written, just to do a review of that, and the differences between Mishnah and Gemara. But for now, just know, in terms of our page, the Mishnah starts with the letters Mem, Taf, Nun, Yud, and that introduces a Mishnah. When the Gemara starts, it'll always be introduced with the letters Gimel and Mem. So all of this is Gemara. Now you should know, this is just probably important just to point out, that you can have pages and pages. Oops, that was a little too much. You can have pages and pages of Gemara before the next Mishnah, because the Gemara, again, is commenting on the Mishnah, and you can have a lot of commentary on one particular Mishnah. So just to explain, everything that comes before this Mishnah over here, this over here is actually also all Gemara. All of this is all Gemara leading up to this Mishnah over here. So just to point it out, Mishnah is always introduced with the letters Mem, Taf, Nun, Yud. That's the matnitin, stands for matnitin. The Gemara comments on the Mishnah. That's the first thing I wanted to show you. The second thing, let's look up at the top of the page. If you go to the top left, and let's use a different color for this, at the top left of the page, you will have what we call the daf. The daf is the page. In this case, the page is Kaf Chet Amud Aleph, which for those who know Gematria stands for, I'll give you a chance, 28a. Hopefully you got that one. 28a. Kaf Chet is really 28. So this is page 28. The only thing to note over here, in addition to this telling you the page, is that in Gemara, every page has two sides. So for example, this page over here is 28a. 28a. Now the reason why I know this is page 1 of page 28, or side 1 of page 28, is because there is one dot over here. The one dot indicates that this is page 28, side A. It's the first side. If I would turn the page of my Gemara right now, which I don't have in front of me, you would see the same kafchet, but instead of one dot over here, you would see two dots. It would look like a colon, two dots, right? Almost like this colon down here. You see it over here? You would see those two dots next to the kafchet, and that would tell you it's page 28, side B. Every page in the Gemara has side A and side B, starting with page 2. So if you have your Gemara in front of you and you're just curious, you can open up to the very first page, and it will say Bet with one dot next to it, which is Bet side A, or Bet Amud Aleph. That's what we would call it, Bet Amud Aleph. If you would turn to the next page, you would have page 2, side B, or Bet Amud Bet. If you got to page 10, it would be Yud with one dot, Yud Amud Aleph, Yud side A. If you flip the page, it would say Yud side B. Every page in the Gemara has side A and side B before it turns to the next number. 2AB, 3AB, 4AB, all the way in this case to 28, A and B. Okay, just important to note. That tells us the page. There are a couple important things also up top here that I wanted to focus on. If you go, let's pick another color. Let's go with pink. The name of the Masechet, like we talked about last week, there are, I believe, 64 Masechtot, 64 books of the Mishnah. And here, for example, we have the book. The top left tells you the book. In this case, the Masechet is Masechet Sukkah. When we look in our Gemara, it will say Masechet Megillah. Very good. If we were learning Masechet Shabbos, it would say Shabbos here, and the entire Masechet, no matter what page you would turn to, is going to say Sukkah here the entire time. So at the top of every page of the Gemara, towards the left, is always the name of the Masechet. Name of the Masechet. Very good. In the middle of every page of Gemara, let's go back to a color we were using before, just for contrast purposes. In the middle, it'll always tell you what we're going to call the Mispar HaPerek. Please write that down. The Mispar HaPerek, the number of the chapter. Every book, like every chapter book that you read in English class, is broken down into chapters. So too every Masechet, every book in the Mishnah or in the Gemara is divided into chapters. And they will tell you the Mispar HaPerek, the number of the chapter, in the middle. So in this case, this page is Perek Sheni. It is the second Perek, just so you know. So now you know that in the middle, the top middle of every page of Gemara, it tells you Mispar HaPerek, the number of the chapter. Towards the left tells you the name of the Masechet. And towards the far left tells you the daf, the page. We have one last thing. We'll use the purple for this. On the top right of every page, it tells you Shem HaPerek, the name of the chapter. Every chapter in Gemara or Mishnah has, again, a number, which is in the middle, and a name. So in this case, if you were going to read, if I was going to give you this random page and tell me the name of the Masechet, the name of the chapter, and the number of the chapter, you would say, this is Masechet Sukkah. This is Masechet Sukkah, Perek Sheni, the second chapter, and the chapter is called Hayashen Tachat Hamita. Excellent. Okay, so these are the most important things that I wanted to focus on a page of Gemara. In a later edition of this, we'll talk also about some of the commentary, right? The Mishnah and the Gemara is all in this center area over here. And streaming on both sides of the text of the Gemara are commentary. All of this is commentary, different Rishonim, which we'll talk about in some of our videos. You should just know for now that on the inside of every page, in this case, this is the inside, or opposite where it says the daf, so opposite the daf, is always the commentary of Rashi. Rashi's on the inside. On the outside, for example, over here, is the commentary of the Tosafists, the Tosafot, which we won't be learning this year, but just important to note. Okay, but for now, knowing where the Mishnah is, knowing where the Gemara is, knowing the daf, the name of the Masechet, the Mispar HaPerek, the number of the chapter, and the Shem HaPerek, the name of the chapter, is going to be a fantastic, fantastic start. All right, after you finish this, you can answer some of the questions in front of you. Really, for this section, is just to label these same spots on your daf, on your page in your packet, and then you can get ready to move to the next station.